Hello and welcome to the Blackwater podcast. Today we have a special guest. We have Doomy on. We've had her on a couple previous episodes, and this is we do two things in this episode. We do a tribute to Ozzy, who this was the week that he did pass on, was when we recorded this. We're doing a tribute to Ozzy, talking about some of our favourite moments, our favourite albums, stuff like that about him. And then we're talking about some of our favourite vocalists of all time, why we like them, what makes a great vocalist, etc., etc. So let us know your favourite vocalist down below, let us know why, and let us know some of your memories with Ozzy, so we can celebrate his life completely together. Without that, enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to the Blackwater podcast. We don't have Vitor, at least at the moment. He's at a barbecue because he's from Florida. So we've replaced him with another Florida man. It's the old man, just like usual. It's not Nick this time. It's Doomy the dinosaur. Hey, Doomy, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I just had a meal of other humans, so I'm good.
The average age of the
tiger
podcast
for lunch.
just went up. The average age of the podcast went up by 30 years.
It was already really high.
It was already really high because you're here. Now it's 50-50 on like people over 100 and under 100.
Wait, Doomy, how old are you again?
I'm older.
100.
I'm not as old as you.
Yeah, exactly.
This dude was born in the 80s, by the way.
No, I was born in the 70s, fucker.
Yeah, and you were born
Even worse.
Nick, you were born in the 20s, right? We all know this. But our topic for today was slightly inspired by, in the last episode I said in the intro that Ozzy died and we recorded our episode beforehand. But we'd rather tribute him here, so we actually have like a proper tribute episode. We do have a full-on Black Sabbath episode in the works at some point when people, get finished listening to the albums and we get everything sorted. So we will have one of those properly coming up, but we are doing just something on vocalists as a whole. I'm just going to pick some of our favorite vocalists, 3 each, just talk about them and say maybe what makes great vocalists, what we like in a vocalist, etc., etc. But before we get into that, how's everyone been? Hugo, how was Florida now that you're back and well?
Oh, it was nice, but it was way too fucking hot. My Swedish icicle body isn't built for it.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Bro went back to his igloo.
Yeah, way better over here.
It's so much nicer.
But on my way home from on my way back, I got sick with the flu. During when I was traveling, it's the 2 days after I came home were miserable. But other than that, it's been fine.
Yeah, when I went to Florida, it was way too hot. I didn't like it.
It's always too hot here. Hugo, did you come home with a weird Florida flu or just the normal flu?
Normal flu, I think.
No,
I think somebody on the plane must have fucking had it or something.
Nah.
What's Florida flu?
What's that?
It's where you actually feel really cold, even though your temperature is like 104.
So, the opposite of a flu.
Yeah, but you're like shivering and sweating, and it's just absolutely miserable.
So you feel cold, but you're hot.
Yeah.
That's not the opposite of a flu, by the way.
No, I meant
the normal
flu is like you feel hot, but you're still hot.
So not the opposite.
Shut up. Stupid.
How have you been, Nick?
Good, because I finished that stupid fucking Big Four nonsense garbage I was doing.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Some of those albums, dead set, should be considered war crimes.
What was the worst by each band?
The Threat is Real by Anthrax. That album was a fucking war crime. That is some of the worst music I've ever heard in my life.
Uh-huh.
I think I said it in the other last episode, where
one
of the songs was like a...
It's a country one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like... It sounded like one of the songs from a 2000s Poison album. It was like this weird country blues twang garbage. Dude, it was horrendous.
Do you still like Saint Anger?
No. I can't keep up the act anymore.
What do you mean the act? You should just actually like the album.
No, that was all a ruse. I never liked that album.
Uh-huh. And Load is better than Kill 'Em All.
No. Here, I'm looking at my list now. The bottom 5 albums are The Threat Is Real by Anthrax, Super Collider, Megadeth, Stomp 442, Anthrax, Saint Anger by Metallica, and Risk by Megadeth.
Yeah, that's fair. What's
Stomp
the one?
442 is not absolutely terrible, but it's definitely better than Risk.
Was it Doomy? Don't you like World Needs a Hero? Is that the album that I'm thinking of?
I like some songs off it. Yeah, I don't think it's totally worthless.
That album's a walk. Yeah.
I rated that album a 19.
I think I rated it like a 3. I hate that album, but that album is worse. No, it's not worse than Saint Anger, but it's like on par with Saint Anger.
It's almost as bad. Super Cloud is worse than Saint Anger. I don't care.
Yeah, it's that. There's nothing worthwhile on that album.
But Anthrax had the worst discography.
Well, yeah, Full
By
County
far.
Kitchen.
Then Megadeth, Metallica, then Slayer.
Doomy, you're still weird for saying your favorite Slayer album is the 90s.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't. How is that your favorite Slayer album when there's
Wait, what was its favorite Slayer album?
Divine Intervention.
Divine Intervention? That's got one good song.
What?
That has
It's not a
one
bad
good song.
album,
Doomy.
but
How
like-
is that your favorite?
It retains the heaviness, but loses a little bit of the thrash edge that irritates me on some of their earlier albums.
So it's slower, pretty much. That's why you like it.
Shut. I didn't want to say that.
Well, it's been a mixed week, the last one, where apparently I've been the spell of doom for old people. Because apparently every time I take naps, people die. So first it happened with Ozzy. I took a nap, and then I woke up to Nick messaging me going, Ozzy's died. I then take a nap 2 days later. I wake up, and Hulk Hogan's died. So so apparently I'm just the bringer of despair.
You take a nap tomorrow and Donald Trump's gonna die.
Yeah.
Please, Connor. Dude, the difference between reactions of Ozzy and Hulk Hogan's death is insane. Everyone was depressed when Ozzy died, and then when Hulk Hogan died, I've never seen that app so happy in my life.
At work today, I was listening to a wrestling podcast where they go through like the weekend wrestling and talk about it. And like as they were like finishing off the recording of it, they get the news that Hulk Hogan's died, and like two of them are like shocked, and one of them was like, "Is he dead? Is he dead?" And someone walks in, he's used the thumbs up, and he's like, "Wait, he's dead!" He's like, yeah, "He's dead. R.I.P. you racist," and the guy that was important to the business.
Smoking on that Hulk Hogan pack.
But yeah.
So you guys want to hear
He's looking up at us right now.
some Hulk Hogan stories? Like,
Oh yeah, because
personal?
you live in Florida. Yeah.
He died in the city I'm in.
I forgot he lives.
How was he? Did you ever meet him? Was he?
No,
was he good, nice to you?
I ran into him once. Didn't say anything because I don't like him. But as a kid, when I was watching wrestling, I actually really, he was the big star when I was a kid. So it was not a hero of mine, but I liked watching him. Then I married somebody who, as a kid, babysat Brooke and the boy, his 2 children. And so she knew Terry Bollea really well. And then my girlfriend ran into him like my current girlfriend ran into him like 3 or 4 times at this health food store in downtown Clearwater.
Oh. I would ask, was he nice to her? But then again, she's white, so he probably was.
Exactly.
But yeah. Thoughts go out to Hulk Hogan's family, but I don't really care that he's died. Ultimate Warrior was always more fun, even if he also was a crackhead and he had a really weird death where he got like inducted into the Hall of Fame, then made like a speech on Raw about like life and stuff and his legacy, and then he died the next day of a heart attack. It's one of the weirdest things ever. He's like, but no.
At least the Ultimate Warrior wasn't a racist.
No, he was just a chronic homophobe and spread conspiracy theories.
Average old person.
He wasn't that old. He just was a nutter. He also unironically changed his name to the Warrior, because he thought he was the Ultimate Warrior. He's genuinely a crackhead.
Oh, dude.
Wrestling is so
I remember.
fun.
I remember in like a 2008 SmackDown game on the PS3, playing as the Ultimate Warrior, him being a fucking idiot. And I remember my dad taking that game off me.
I was just playing. I mean, I'm playing wrestling games from like the 2000s. So Chris Benoit is still the main character in those ones.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's before. That's before everything went down with him. I think there's probably some other ones that have been cancelled in that. There's wrestling, so there probably is. I think Vince
Hogan,
McMahon's
Benoit.
still there. So
Hulk Hogan, Chris Benoit, Hell in a Cell rematch.
Hell in Hell match.
The Ultimate Warrior is the special guest referee. But no, in sadder news, Ozzy Osbourne has passed away, and I would say it was surprising, but it kind of wasn't at the same time. Like, although it kind of was, because we've been saying he was going to die soon for about 10 years at this point. So, like,
it's just, I think what's shocking is how quick it was after his farewell show. What's shocking about it.
I think it's arguably more shocking until you like think about it more. And then it's like he probably was like his body was probably just powering through to reach that goal, and then like after it happened, he was like, gave
I remember,
it kind of a thing.
Dude, I was playing. Hugo and I were playing Baldur's Gate, and this dude goes silent for like 30 seconds. Like, dude, Ozzy just died.
What was that when you found out?
Yeah, that's when I found out.
Yeah, because I got like a thing on my Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's gotta be fake. And I looked it up, and I saw like 10 headlines: Ozzy Osbourne dead. I was like, what the fuck?
And dude, Hugo was silent for like 30 seconds, and he's like, yeah, dude, Ozzy just died. I'm like, no, you're bullshitting. And I looked, and nope, it wasn't bullshit.
Yeah, it's one of the. Well, it hit me harder than I thought it would, to be completely honest. But there's many kind of deaths don't normally affect me, but this one really did.
I mean,
mainly
without
because
him,
he's been special to me. But
without him, metal really wouldn't be a thing.
Also, it wouldn't be a thing in the way we know it today. I doubt. I think it still would have happened. Like, I think in some way it would have.
Yeah, like heavy music would have happened anyway, but it wouldn't if it happened in the same way.
Also, kind of off topic, the game Brutal Legend, which went on sale when he died.
Yeah,
my friend was playing it, and he sent me the. I didn't realize how like good the soundtrack to that game is, because he sent me it, and I was like, there are bands here that I barely know about. Bands like Broke as Helm, which is a small US power metal band. 3 Inches of Blood.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what other bands are here. Fucking Slaufeg, which is this band, like small band I've just heard of from another podcast I went on. Savatage, Old in Flames, Cradle of Filth, Megadeth, Scorpions, Motorhead, Whitesnake, Rat, Judas Priest, Enslaved, Nitro, Anvil, Metal Church, Slayer, Anthrax, Dokken, Riot, Deathclock, Cloven Hoof, Mastodon, Firehouse, Dimmu Borgir, Iced Earth, Crimson Glory, Running Wild, Ostrogoth, UFO, Coroner, Prong, Skeleton Witch, what other bands are on here? Racer X, fucking Emperor, Saxon, Budgie, like just a bunch of small Children of Bodom, Angel Witch, Diamond Head, like those are bands on like a main game. That's one
of the most stacked soundtracks ever. What the hell?
I know. And all of them are good songs as well. They don't always just pick like the known songs. They pick like more underground songs from those bands. Which, like from Ozzy Osbourne, they picked "Diary of a Madman," the title track.
Peak. That's Ozzy's best solo song. I don't care. That's his best solo song.
But
I love that song, dude.
And they picked Frost by Enslaved, which I think Hugo will.
Peak.
Yeah.
Wasn't that game free for like 666 minutes after he died?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But as we said we would do at the start, we'd sort of give tribute to him and just talk about our memories with him, talk about, just what he means to us. So, Do Me the Dinosaur. Considering, I think, have you seen Ozzy live? I feel like you might.
Yeah.
Have.
Between him and Sabbath, I've seen Ozzy 8 times.
You lucky fucker.
So the first time I saw him was in 1994, and it was in Costa Mesa in California, and the lineup was Sepultura, Black Sabbath, and Ozzy, and it was on the No More's tour. So the plan was that he would play his set, and then Sabbath would come out and do the original 4 from Sabbath would do 3 or 4 songs, I forget which. Dio was the singer of Sabbath at that point, and he said, "No, peace, I'm out of here. I cannot be the opening for Ozzy. That's just not acceptable to me." And so they flew in fucking Rob Halford to sing the Sabbath songs for their set. And it was fucking incredible. And this is like my 3rd concert ever, right? And I'm just sitting there, and I can't believe my luck that I'm getting to see Rob Halford perform Sabbath tracks like Children of the Grave and Children of the Sea, and just and into
because it would have been the Dio songs as well, because it would have been that tour.
Yeah,
that would have been a good set list.
Dude, that would have been big. What the hell? You're lucky.
I know it was. I couldn't believe it. And then Ozzy comes on, and they do an Ozzy solo set. And then after that, the original 4 of Sabbath come out, and I think they did Iron Man, Paranoid, and War Pigs, and it was
that makes sense.
Incredible.
Dude, you're lucky.
Yeah, and then Ozfest always came by the LA area at the time, so I saw Ozzy or Sabbath play Ozfest 5-6 times, and then saw the original Black Sabbath play at the Forum in Los Angeles. So I've seen him a bunch of times. He was always a great performer. Did a little bit too much crowd work towards the end because he was taking a break before he had to sing again. And sometimes it was funny when he would talk. It was hard to understand just because he was the accent plus the
because you can't understand fucking Brummy accents.
Right. Well, I mean, but his is worse, right?
Yeah,
and the way he was speaking. But as soon as he went into the song, it was like everything came back, and he just sounded fucking fantastic. And so, yeah, I love Ozzy. Without Ozzy, I would not be a metalhead. Ozzy and Sabbath are the foundation of literally every musical thing I like.
Yeah. And I will say, going back, I have not listened to all of Ozzy's albums. I've purposely, in the last week, not listened to like Scream and Black Rain for the first time, because I know I'm probably not going to like them too much, and don't really want to think of Ozzy as that. I want to think of him as like the nutter that would snort ants, and the stories are there of him.
And biting the bat's head.
Yeah, biting the dove's head off. There was that. There was pissing on the Alamo. You know, the Alamo actually on Facebook did a memorial for him, and it was like, but he came back around and he apologized for him. Like, bro, he did not know where he was in 2012, let alone thought. But he was at WrestleMania 2 when he supported the British Bulldogs, which was pretty cool. Mainly because he was apparently just a fan of the wrestling team, and asked him if he could go out with them, and they went, yeah, sure. So he just appeared, and they let him out. And that was like peak 80s Ozzy, when he has like the big like bleached blonde hair, and was like way too much. And but yeah,
I think my favorite clip of Ozzy is when I think it might be early 90s. Maybe it's when he's addressing the crowd. He's like, if any of you guys have any drugs or alcohol, give me some. I think that's my favorite.
I like that one clip from the reality TV show where he's asking who took his beers.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's one where like the best one is where like a dog's pissing on, like a dog goes into the house and like pees on somebody. And he's like, yeah, it's a terrorist agent. It's Bin Laden's agent coming to get us.
Also, that clip in the 80s where he's doing that funny face, he's like, Hello there.
The
Fine.
best one is the Black Sabbath interview where like they're all like just watching it and Ozzy's just so out of it. He's just not responding to any of the questions. He just
There's
sat
also
there like, what?
there's another one who was like, I told my doctor about how much all the alcohol and drugs I took. He was like, "How the fuck are you alive?" And then he's lights up a smoke.
One of the best things I saw was this going back on the whole Hogan thing as well, was this thing where it was like, what would you rather spend your life doing drugs and drinking loads of alcohol or working out? And I was like, bro, Hogan took just as much, if not more, drugs than fucking. If you've seen any of his promos from the 80s, that man was snorting lines of cocaine as if they were fucking sugar. Like he was like,
dude. Speaking of Hogan, why does this dude abbreviate his name on Twitter to HH?
The best Hogan moment is when he's like, someone's like, R.I.P. this guy who was still alive, and he just believes him. He's like, oh, rest in peace, man, HH. And the guy just retweets him going, nah, man, I'm still alive. No, but the best promo was in like, I think it's WrestleMania 4. It might be 5, but I think it's 4, which is when they're at like Trump Plaza before Trump was like, this is when Trump was just billionaire man, but he's like doing coke and he's like obviously on coke and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna body slam Andre the Giant so hard it's gonna cause the whole place to fall into the river, and then I'm gonna swim and all the Hulkamaniacs are gonna jump on my back, and then Donald Trump's gonna try and save his family, but he's not gonna make it, so I'll throw him on my back as well, and then he's like, then I'll backstroke to shore. How are you gonna backstroke to shore if everyone's on your back, you fucking idiot? You're just gonna drown him. Just I think Hogan would like retweet anything if you tagged him in it, so people would just go, can you retweet this for my dad, and it would just be like a serial killer and he just retweets it because he was just an idiot.
Such a clown,
never
dude.
change,
Spoken
Hogan,
on that
never
Hogan,
change.
But
But
looking up at us right now.
yeah, Ozzy's looking down at us and Hogan's looking. It's like, no, it's the best part was that everyone was like posting pictures of him going to heaven. It's like, nah, he ain't going up there, man. He ain't making it.
Some dude saying Hulk Hogan's going to heaven. I'm like, that dude is not going to heaven, then. Someone commented on my reply to my tweet saying that this is how I found out he.
The other day, someone posted a picture of like a bunch of wrestlers in heaven, and the guy in the center was Chris Benoit. And I'm like, bro, he is like, you can believe like it was head trauma, and like he didn't really mean like it wasn't him that did it. He still did it. Like, it's proven. Like
dude, that dude's not him.
he killed these people, and then he killed himself. But yeah,
he's not never man. It's so funny.
But no, Ozzy meant a lot to all of us, I think. And for as much as he may have gone,
I think my favorite Ozzy story, it's not anything to do with Ozzy because obviously I've never met him or anything like that. But my favorite Ozzy related story is my dad and I listening to the title track "Diary of a Madman," Mr. Crowley, Stillborn by Black Label Society, because that song has Ozzy on it in the chorus. And I think Crazy Train, obviously Sabbath.
Yeah.
I mean, without Ozzy and Sabbath in general, none of my favorite bands would make music.
And at the end of the day, as much as like, I think we all had our doubts about the final Black Sabbath show and how it would all happen.
I'm glad he got to do it.
I'm glad he did it, and I'm glad the whole band got to do it. I'm glad like Bill Ward finally got to do his after everything that's happened. And also Ozzy played for a long. Ozzy played for a bunch. Like, played a lot of songs. He played like an hour, which, I mean, he played like from like I Don't Know and Suicide Solution. He played like a bunch of this. He didn't just play like the hits, which was good to hear. But no, going back through the
part of that show. Sorry, you
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think the saddest part of that show is when he's doing "Mama, I'm Coming Home," and you can see his like legs constantly shaking, and it just, man. And I think during Paranoid, you can see him trying to get up,
Yeah.
and it's really sad.
I think for me, it's mostly the intro to War Pigs because I don't know why, but that song is always like,
Peak.
I don't know. But no, I was saying, going back through Ozzy's discography, I was surprised by how much I did like certain albums. The Ultimate Sin has grown on me more as I've listened to it.
I'm still not a fan of that album. I like the title track and the 2 other songs.
Yeah, Shot in the Dark, a
Jake-
good song. Do me.
Jakey Lee needs to get more recognition. He's an underrated guitarist.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
really
me-
glad he was there and the final show.
Do me, you're still wrong for saying that Shot in the Dark's a bad song.
That's a
No,
bang.
it's a mid. It is at the definition of mid. It is just a nothing song.
What was the song you said was a
Was-
war crime on that album? I thought you said there was a...
There is one more crime on there.
Which one?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Thank God for the... No, Thank God for the Bomb's a bad song.
It's
That's-
but it's not bad. It's
There's
not
another
that.
one.
Oh, Lightning Strike.
Also,
That song rules. What are you on about?
No, that's not.
It's not great, but it's...
Oh, sorry.
Maybe
what
it
is
did
the
call
song?
Shot in the Dark a war crime. Yeah, the back half of that album is not great. Lightning Strikes, Killer Giants, Fool Like You, Shot in the Dark. Not one song I like
It
on
might
there.
I like
have
Killer
been Thank
Giants.
God for the Bomb.
Yeah, that song is... Yeah. That song is like the definition of like
Yeah, I-
80s nuclear... No, we're all gonna die soon. Oh no. Which hasn't aged particularly well because, well, nothing came of it. But
Ultimate Sin is Ozzy's best album cover.
no,
You know what?
no,
No.
I like the
At least
first
top 3.
No, the
Actually,
reason why I don't
top
like
three.
it is because the first 3 have like this they follow the same pattern where it's like kind of like 50s horror movie aesthetic, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
They're cheesy, but that's kind of the point, and then that one kind of
Yeah,
ruins it.
Oh, no,
Also,
I
I
just think
like
it looks
I like
badass.
the woman. I like the woman with the big hair. I think that looks cool. But then I think the fucking Aussie creature is a bit like.
Oh, no, I just like the cover. I think it's cool.
But
What is Ozzy's worst album cover?
Down to Earth, easily. Or Osmosis.
Yeah,
No,
that's good.
Osmosis, actually. Osmosis
Yeah,
with the eyes and
Osmosis
Is that-
teeth.
is really
yeah.
bad.
I was going to say, does Undercover
Osmosis is
count?
really bad.
I mean, does Undercover count? Because that's not great either.
Yeah.
Down to Earth is also really shit, to be honest. No.
Yeah, that album's not bad, actually. But my friend used to say that was better than Diary of a Madman, which is a heinous take to make.
Christ.
No.
Just no.
You should never talk to him again.
Yeah, I don't
Ozzy
really talk to him anymore.
post-
but
No More Tears is very inconsistent, in my opinion.
It's just bad. No, it's not inconsistent. It's just bad.
No, there's not bad. There's not all bad. It's just not
Mostly
great.
bad.
I
But
will
anyway,
say, though,
that's. go
it's a
ahead.
hot take, but I like Ordinary Man. I don't mind that album.
That's an awful take. Jesus Christ.
That one was fucking
I don't
horrible.
That's a horrible take.
I will say that it's a Raid song. That is horrible. That is the worst Ozzy song. That song is
No.
so bad.
No, the worst Aussie song is with Black Sabbath, and it's called Changes because that song is fucking horrible, and I would
That
never
is
ever.
no. that
Oh,
song
I'm
is
sorry.
peak.
I'm sorry, wife. I cheated on you with someone else that I'm now with. I'm sorry. I'm now being in self-pity.
Changes.
Right, it's-
Why is
it's
The lyrics completely make
The
it make
lyrics
it.
are shit.
The lyrics are so bad.
The music is boring, and it breaks the
No.
pace of Volume 4 so much because it's going on this
No, it's a
really
good
nice
song.
pace, and all of a sudden it crashes, and then they need to build it up. But
I will say the one thing that has ruined my love for that song a bit is that awful show Big Mouth, because for some reason they use that song in the intro.
anyway, on to the main part of the episode where we're just going to talk about some of our favorite singers, what makes a good singer, discuss that, etc., etc. We'll go around in a circle. We'll go Hugo, then Doomy, then Nick, then me, and around 3 times. Hugo,
Sounds good.
you're first.
So, first vocalist that I want to talk about is a vocalist who is probably my favorite vocalist of all time. And he has been part of 2 different bands / projects. One of them is a band, the other is kind of like a solo project. And his name is Patrick Walker. And the band that he was in is called Warning, which Stewie knows. And then the other band, and then his solo project is called 40-Watt Sun.
That is an incredible choice.
So I guess we'll talk about Warning first. So Warning, they released, they have an album called Watching from a Distance, which is probably the most depressing album ever made. And the main reason it's so depressing is because of his vocal performance. It is probably a contender for best vocal performance of all time, in my opinion. He has a really, really like unique voice. Like I don't really know anybody else that sounds like him. He has this very like nasally voice, but his voice is also extremely, extremely powerful, and you can tell like there's genuine emotion in his voice when he sings. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. You just kind of have to listen to it yourself. But yeah, he's a fucking insane vocalist. And seeing him live, either with Warning or with 40-Watt Sun, is a fucking bucket list thing for me that I need to do sometime in my life.
Agreed. That great choice. One of the biggest things for me is I don't really like technically perfect singers. I agree with you. No emotion. So Paul Walker, absolutely fantastic choice. He is the definition of emotion in vocals.
Yeah. Also, it's Patrick Walker, not Paul Walker. Paul Walker's a different guy. Paul Walker's the guy from the Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, also, just saying, I do have Vitor's picks as well, because he did send them over to me. So I will be reading those out just for mine. Also, I have a feeling I know one of Doomy's picks, but I might be wrong. But Doomy, go ahead with your first.
I started to listen to it.
So as I said, I couldn't pick like Halford or Dickinson or Ozzy or Dio. They're just too obvious, and they're all great, but they don't hit me in the same way that the guys I chose do. The first one is Eric Wagner from the band Trouble.
Oh,
yes,
that was one of my predictions for you.
Yeah, so this guy has a very ethereal sound when he goes to his falsetto, and I'm not a big falsetto fan, but he does it really, really well. He pours his heart out through his voice, and there are some parts of Psalm 9 where it honestly, it sounds, if a human being crying could be put into a song, that would be it. So that's my choice.
Yeah, that's fair. That was one of the ones I was predicting. You've also the main one, I think, especially when you said not technically perfect, you prefer more emotive. There's a singer that came to mind that I think you're going to pick, which I would agree with, but you might not. Anyway, Nick, go ahead.
So for my first pick, I've gone with Ishan from Emperor.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, if you know me, I love black metal. And Emperor is one of my favorite bands and one of my favorite black metal bands. So I love Ishan's solo stuff too, because it's very unique. It's very, let's say, it's still in the range of black metal, but it's still unique from
I would
Emperor
say
itself.
It's more like progressive metal.
Yeah, his newest album is more black metal-y.
Really. It's progressive metal with some black metal influence.
Yeah, it's really good. I love Ishan's songwriting. It's so unique and so different compared to other black metal bands. Even in Emperor, some of that band's songwriting is seriously ahead of its time, especially that main riff for "I'm the Black Wizards" is always stuck in my head.
Not riffs.
I know, but I'm just saying his songwriting in general.
Yeah, we're talking about vocals, lyrics, not songwriting.
Yes, just let me. I'm talking about in general. Just okay. In general, I like his songwriting. Has Nick understood the preface again? No, I have. Just let me explain. I like his songwriting including
Okay.
his riffs, even though we're not talking about his riffs, because that riff in "I'm the Black Wizards" is always stuck in my head.
Okay.
But Ashan's lyrics are incredible, and just in general, his songwriting is very ahead of its time, especially for black metal.
Yeah, but we're not talking about songwriting.
What the fuck? I'm talking about his abilities as a vocalist as Anderson's songwriter. So let me finish.
Okay.
And I love the way he can express his lyrics through what's the word?
Vocals.
I don't know. I don't know the word. I like how he can express like, the way he sings. It feels. I don't know the right word. I'm not smart enough at this, man. We'll go with it's unique. The way he's singing is unique,
Okay.
and it's his vocals a lot of the time sound like evil, very devilish, especially on that first Emperor album and on the demo before it, the Wrath of the Tyrant, I think it's called.
All right. That's a
I
good
have a
pick.
T-shirt of that demo.
Peak. I got it on vinyl.
Vitor's first pick was Dio, and he said it's Dio. Lol. He is metal singing, revolutionary, and cannot be left out, which is fair enough. I think all of us arguably would have Dio on here, but maybe wouldn't have like picked him if that makes sense. I didn't
Yeah.
pick
Well,
him because
we're ranking favorite, not best. Dio obviously is going to
Yeah.
be in any list of best.
I also didn't pick him purely because I knew someone else was going to pick him and may as well not talk about him twice. But also I tried to pick ones that weren't as obvious. Still obvious, still my favorites, but you know.
If you don't pick Hansi, I will faint.
Well, my first pick is Hansi from Blind Guardian. He is probably my favorite vocalist of all time. Just the way he sings in a thick German accent, which if you know me, you know I love it when bands sing in their accents and you know express that part of them. I think the way he is able to sing with such intensity at high pitches is incredible. He has loads of emotion in his voice. He can sing softer very well. He can sing louder very well. I arguably think his voice peaks in the late 90s when they go for the more progressive stuff of Nightfall and the Night of the Opera. But even now he sounds great. When I saw them last year, he still sounded amazing. So yeah, that's my first pick. It shouldn't be shocking to anyone considering as Blind Guardian are my favorite band of all time. I recently got that fucking 1995 Tokyo, Japan tour t-shirt, which is original, which I'm very proud of.
Oh yeah.
I got it for like £30, which is way cheaper than I should have ever gotten an original Japan t-shirt. But yeah. Hugo, give us your second pick.
So my second pick is a vocalist who goes by the name of Miko Kotamaki, and he is a vocalist in Swallow the Sun. Swallow the Sun, you guys talked about this band. Was it the last episode?
Yep, last episode.
Yeah. I wasn't there obviously, but he has. I would also say he has a pretty unique voice, and he has a really. What I like about Miko is he has a really, really broad vocal range. Like he can sing, he can do black metal screams. He can do really low, deep death growls. He can do he can sing relatively high. He can do deep, almost gothic rock vocals. He can do he has such an insanely broad vocal range, and he does all of it super, super, super well. And I honestly think his vocals is the main thing that I like about Swallow the Sun. It's probably the best thing about that band. Everything else about that band is great as well, but the vocals especially. Again, it's just how broad he is. He'll sound if you listen to some of the stuff from what's it called, Moonflowers, and you compare it to some of the stuff from the debut, it doesn't really sound like the same vocalist even, at parts. So yeah, I think he's a very much deserved pick for this. And yeah, that's all we have to say. Does anybody else have anything to say about him?
No,
He has
he's a
some
great
spots
vocalist.
on New Moon where he gets very, very tender and vulnerable, and
Yes.
it's mind blowing how well he does those. Like they were unexpected, and some of the most beautiful parts of that album were him being that way.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
All right, Doomy, you're up.
All right, so my next one is a another favorite band of mine, Paul Aloisio from Restless Spirit. The riffs that he writes. Come on, now you're not gonna give me shit for like you did with Nick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
his
why
voice-
am I getting cooked currently?
You always get cooked because you're old.
So
This motherfucker is ancient.
Doomy's a young man compared to you.
at least I can follow directions. So Paul is a clean singer. He doesn't do growls at all. There's another person in the band that does growling, but it's another one of those. The emotion of the song comes through the vocals in a way that is unique to him, and he can do a really slow, kind of a gothy doom like the guy from Swallow the Sun. But then he can go into this really aggressive, almost thrashy way, and in both instances, he's sounding authentic and real and powerful. And I've had the chance to see him a few times live. I've had the chance to meet him a few times, and he's just a great guy. And the way he's able to express what the emotion of the song just blows me away every time I listen to him.
I still haven't checked out Restless Spirit, despite the fact you've told me to listen to them for
Yeah.
must be years now.
I've been listening to them. I listened to them for the first time recently, and probably have to agree with the vocals. I think the vocals are great. The vocals are probably my favorite part. I haven't. There's one of their albums that I haven't heard yet, but the two albums that I had heard, the vocals are probably my favorite part. And I really enjoyed them. So
That's
I
not the
still
one I
listen to
thought.
him.
That's not the one I thought you were going to pick. I'm bagging on the last one being. The issue is now there's two I'm thinking of, and you're going to have to say one of them. But
Yep.
we'll find out. Nick, what's your second pick?
So I've gone with Valfa from
Winder.
Windy.
Yeah.
Windy. Dude, his vocals are fucking incredible. I love the way he can still sound emotional but intense and aggressive. It's very beautiful, and I love his vocals, and when the instrumentations are more like folky and more gloomy, they go very well together. And in my opinion, it's sorry, in my opinion, Windor have some of the best vocals in black metal.
Windor.
And shut up, bitch. And I wish every day Velfar didn't die. Give Varg and give us Velfar back. And
Vitor, again, just like Dio, push the boundaries here. With Dio, he wants to push the boundaries again and picked a very underrated guy called Michael Ackerfeld and said, peak clean singing and growling, melodic, heavy, intense, a true instrument and transmits exactly what the song needs. If you need any more information about us liking Opeth, watch any episode before. We never shut up about that band. So
also watch the title of the podcast.
Yes. My second pick is a singer I think is very underrated and a singer that has a very weird voice. And it's Tim Baker of Sirith Ongol. Now, I love Sirith Ongol.
Yes.
They're one of my favorite bands. I listened to them a bunch. I got to see them live on their farewell tour, which was amazing. And the greatest thing about that is the fact that he still sounded the same, mainly because they hadn't been playing shows in about 30 years. I love his voice. It's a weird voice. I get why some people don't like it, but it's half the reason I love it. And especially for like in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, no one sounded like him. Like his voice is haunting. His voice is terrifying at parts. He has this great shriek to him. Yeah, I absolutely love his voice, and Cirith Ungol as a whole are just one of my favorite bands. So, Tim Baker for me. Timmy, have you listened to Cirith Ungol?
I have. The as you said, the singer is very hit or miss.
Yeah.
You either love him or you hate him. I'm unfortunately in the hate him part.
Okay, it's okay to be wrong. Don't worry.
What?
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this though. I'll never forget Cirith Ungol for mispronouncing their name.
Shut up. Fucking Lord of the Rings nerd.
In the Lord of the Rings, they pronounce it Cirith Ungol.
Also, Cirith Ungol are just based for the fact. I'm also just going to keep saying Cirith Ungol because I know that annoys Hugo whenever I say Cirith Ungol. So Cirith Ungol, all their album covers are so cool, and the reason for that is they just called Michael. I forgot who the artist is. I think it's Michael Moorcock, but it might be someone else. Which also just being the fucking greatest name ever because his surname is Moorcock. No, he's the writer of the Elric series. It's the guy who did the artwork for the Elric series, whose name is gone from my head. Michael Whelan. If you look at any of the Elric series, it's just Cirith Ungol's album covers, but before they used them, of course. And it's because they just called up Michael Whelan in the 80s and went, "Can we use your artwork?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So all their artwork looked sick when they were a poor band because they just called him up and used his art. So, and that's half the reason I ever listened to their stuff. Hugo, give us your final pick.
So my final pick is one that I think Doomy might also pick. I don't know, but his name is Tomi Jodsson from Amorphous.
Yeah.
Peak.
And
okay, so that wasn't even a guy who I was thinking of. Some Amorphous word in my head.
No, I didn't pick that guy, but
okay,
I have
good.
So he's another guy who has a pretty broad vocal range. Like he can do kind of like soft singing. He can do this kind of like almost like kind of growly sound. Like it's not like a death growl. Like it is clean singing, but it's almost like this kind of like growly sound to it, which he does during the choruses and stuff. And then obviously he can do the death growls. And he can also do like black metal screams, which he does on Halatar. I don't know if you listen to that band, Doomy, but
I have not.
you really should. It's with the guitarist from Swallow Sun.
Okay.
And yeah, he does his vocals on that album. That album, like they only have one album with Halatar. And I think I talked about that album. I might have talked about that album on this podcast before, but that album probably has his favorite vocal performance of mine. Like his vocal performance on that album is so insanely emotional. It is crazy. It genuinely sounds like he's crying when he's singing during some of the parts in that song, or in some of the moments in that album. And I mean, yeah, I think he's a pretty underrated vocalist. Like, obviously, everybody knows about Amorphous, but like, usually I don't hear people talking about him. And like when it comes to like when people talk about like great vocalists, I usually don't hear his name mentioned that much. Yeah. And I think he deserves more attention because I think he's a fucking phenomenal vocalist.
100% agree.
Yeah,
I feel like when people talk about Amorphous, they just talk about how good their riffs are.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness, yeah, they are, but their vocals are also peak.
Yeah, Doomy, definitely check out Halatar. It's like
I will. No Stars Upon the Bridge. It's saved, and I'll be listening to it.
It's a what's it called? It's a tribute to Yuha, the guitarist. Yeah, it's a tribute to her.
Okay.
It's very, very sad, but it's really good.
Sounds right up my alley.
All right, Doomy, let's see if we agree. Oh, not agree. Let's see if I've predicted yours. I don't think I have now that I'm thinking about it, but go ahead.
All right, well, the list real quickly, I'd scribbled down a list of people to consider. Michael Arkfelt, obviously, was one of them. Jonas Rensky from Catatonia, obviously. Oh, yeah. Travis Ryan from Cattle Decap. Lee Dorian from Cathedral.
That was one of my... Yeah, Lee Dorian was one of my predictions for you.
Yeah, Floor Jansen from Nightwish and After Forever. Kayla Dixon from Witch Mountain. Tony Kakko from Sonata Arctica. Aaron Stainthorpe from My Dying Bride. And Tommy. So the one I chose was obviously Nick Holmes because I'm a simp for
Okay, I got
Paradise
it.
Lost and Bloodbath.
I got it wrong. I am shocked that Wino did not even appear in your honorable mentions. So I know you love his voice.
Didn't think, dude. I've had 10, 20 minutes.
I know. It's just when you said emotional, like non-perfect voices, his is the one that comes straight to my mind, and that.
Yeah, that's an obvious one. He would be on there. Oh, same with the dude from Pentagram, Bobby Liebling.
Yep.
But Nick Holmes, a combination of growls and clean singing and barking. His voice has done more for me musically than anybody except maybe Ozzy. Nick Holmes is just the greatest frontman. He's not a technically great singer, but he conveys desperation and anger and pain and despair in the same damn song. So Nick Holmes is my choice.
Good pick. He's a great vocalist.
All right, Nick, what's your final pick?
So for my final pick, I've gone with Bon Scott from AC/DC.
Oh, fucking course.
Oh my god.
While AC/DC not really known for their super deep lyrics, no one really listens to them till the lyrics. And in fairness, neither do I. But even I still think Bon was still a great songwriter. Like his lyrics, especially like compared to Brian's, I feel like are a lot better. They're more personal. They're more deeper, especially with like the songs like "Ride On."
That famously subtle and interesting song called "Ride On."
Peak, but just in general, I think
big balls.
A lot of that's the.
let me search the lyrics just to do a. Have you heard the song "Big Balls," Hugo? I think you'll like the lyrics to it. Okay, let me find the lyrics. Here they are. Let me just read the chorus. Where is it?
I've got
big balls. I've got big balls. I've got big balls. They're such big balls, and they're dirty big balls. And he's got big balls, and she's got big balls, but we've got the biggest balls of them all.
That sounds like a Donald Trump speech.
And my balls are always bouncing, my ballroom always full, and everybody comes again. This is the guy. Nick's just said this guy's like more smart with his lyrics. If your name is on the guesses, no one can take you higher. Everybody says, "I've got great balls of fire."
Great balls of fire. In defense, that song's like a fun, jokey song. But when you listen to like songs like Riff Raff, Kicked in the Teeth, Gone Shooting. What else is there? Whole Lot of Rosie, even though that song's a bit.
No, I like the lyrics of that song. There's one I'm thinking of, but it's Night Prowler. That's good lyrics. If you want blood, you got it.
On Blood, Girls Got Rhythms kind of got some crazy lyrics that I want to talk about. That Touch Too Much has good lyrics.
Also some crazy lyrics.
Oh.
Anyway, go on to singing.
I feel like Bon's singing for the time, I feel like, was unique. Especially in that hard rock blues rock era. It's more like that screamy, like what's that vocal style called? Like that screamy, raspy.
Raspy.
Yeah, it's more raspy compared to a lot of vocalists at that time. And I feel like
nasally.
Nasally. Yeah, it's a bit nasally, especially as they get old, especially like towards Highway to Hell. But no, I feel like he's underappreciated, considering how important his vocals were in that band as well.
He's a lot better than Brian Johnson.
Yeah, I can agree.
Do you like
Brian
Johnson's
vocals? Brian's still a good vocalist. But yeah, Bon's singing's better.
Bon Scott's a great vocalist. I can see why he'd be somebody's favorite. He's not my cup of tea, but there's nothing wrong with choosing him. He's quite good, and he's not the reason why I don't like AC/DC.
Also, Doomy, I'm shocked neither Zetro or Tom Angel Ripper or
Paul
Millie.
Bailoff.
Yeah, any of them.
Millie, that's your favorite.
Schmear, any of them are on your list.
Yeah,
He loves
shocking,
them so
isn't it?
much. Vito's
Sorry,
final
keep on.
pick was Morian of Dark Fortress. He said, I don't think I have heard a singer pour out his heart as much as I don't think I have heard a singer pour his heart out as much as anyone else. Okay. Not in a painful way, but you can just feel the intensity and heaviness of his voice, or in his voice. I've never listened to Dark Fortress, so I can't do any
They're good.
commentary.
Dark Fortress. Good pick.
But my final pick was a singer I think has got his dues, but again, I think my whole thing for this, apart from Hansi, even then Hansi is actually a very love him or hate him vocalist. That's kind of what I've been going for this. Is King Diamond of Merciful Fate and King Diamond, of course. There's nothing to really say about his voice. You know what it sounds like. As soon as I've said his name, you've heard his voice in your head, and you're either loving it or you're writhing in pain. But his vocals, especially in early Merciful Fate on Melissa and Don't Break the Earth, and even in his early solo band like Abigail and Them and Conspiracy, just amazing. He has such intensity in his voice. His falsettos are unlike anyone else's. He can convey a lot of emotion, and specifically on when I saw him live recently, despite the fact he's in his 70s, he still sings like that, which is like crazy to still hear. But
Yeah,
His performance. So I'm not a big
first.
King Diamond. Sorry, I'm not a big
You
King
go first.
Diamond fan. The falsetto kind of gets to me, but even his performance on Sleepless Nights is insanely good.
yeah,
So.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I'm kind of sad that the only place he performed on this tour in Sweden is what's it called?
Sweden Rock.
Yeah, which is like not only is it stupidly expensive, but it's too far away from me. Like it's like an 8-hour drive.
Average drive to a Doomy's drove more than that to go see Rest of Spirit before. I remember seeing that map. You drove like over 8 hours to. How long did you drive to see Rest of Spirit that one time?
Once I drove 16 hours. Once I drove 8 hours,
Jesus
and once
fucking Christ.
I drove like another 8 hours. I've seen him
Nick,
in Atlanta, Pensacola, which is pretty far away from me, even though it's still in Florida, and once in Raleigh, or
Nick,
not
is
Raleigh, Charlotte.
This puts Nick to shame for saying he doesn't want to go see bands across the city from him.
I'm trying to see if Merciful Fate have announced an Australian tour.
No.
Because if they do come here, I will actually go see them. Because that's
They're
one of the
not.
bands I do want to see.
Yeah, by the way, we talked about this before, but Nick constantly complains about bands not coming to Australia, and then when they do come to Australia, he just doesn't go see
Doesn't
them.
go see them. Doesn't realize.
Okay, I'm looking now.
They're not going to.
There are no upcoming Merciful Fate dates scheduled for Australia.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm trying to.
Also, King Diamond tours more with his own solo band than anything else. Does anyone have any honorable? Doomy, you said your honorable mentions. Does anyone else have any honorable mentions or other picks?
Yeah. So yeah, obviously Michael Leckerfeld. That's an obvious one. What's it called? Heike Langhans from Draconian, or X from Draconian, and the other vocalist in Draconian. What's her fucking name? Lisa something. Lisa from Draconian. Jonas from Catatonia. What's his name? Thomas from At the Gates. I really like his vocals. Devin Townsend is a great one. Tatsuro Yamashita is another one. I spoke about this on the. I spoke about him on the 1982 or the 82 episode. I think it was. And yeah, I guess just the other ones are like the obvious ones, like Rob Halford, and obviously people like that. But those are so obvious. I don't even think I need to mention them.
I'll also say, just because it's used saying it, Ragni from
Oh
Heavy
yeah,
Load
yeah,
is one of my
yeah.
favorites.
Rest in peace, Goat.
Yep.
Whatever the guy who sings in Over, whatever his name is, he's a fucking great vocalist. I don't know what his name is, but
Let me search up.
How come we haven't mentioned Nige from Alcest yet?
to be honest, his vocals aren't the main thing. Like, he's a great vocalist, but I like the guitar work more than the vocals in Alcest.
Understood.
Christopher Rieg.
Oh yeah, Christopher Rick.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have any other things, I don't think.
All right, Nick.
Okay, I've got I think 4 or 5. So I've got Mikhail Ackerfeld, obviously, Opeth, Millie Petroza, Doomy's favorite band creator. I've got Jeff Walker from Carcass.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I've got Carl Sanders, Nile. And I've got, I don't know how to say his last name, John Helm from Agalloch. Helm? I don't know how to say his last name. But the lead singer of Agalloch.
I'm shocked no one has picked Hugo might have picked and I just missed it. No one's picked Chuck Schuldiner. No one's mentioned Chuck yet.
I mean,
Which is kind of shocking.
It include himself.
I mean, yeah.
I think he's one of those that are like kind of
obvious.
obvious.
Yeah, exactly. My picks would be Lynn Renaud from Messiah Force, which is a French-Canadian speed metal band from the 80s. I'm going to go for Jeff Tate from Queensryche. I think has a phenomenal voice. If we go more hard rock, I'll go Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. Hansi Kirsch from Halloween. And no, it's not Hansi Kirsch from Halloween. My brain's just gone there. Michael Kiske from Halloween. And Kai Hansen from Halloween and Gamma Ray. I love his voice. Tony Martin from Sabbath. I love Tony Martin's voice. Tony Martin Sabbath is severely underrated. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the singer from Amethyst is one of my favorite modern singers.
Oh, yeah,
Sarah Beth Linden from Tower. John Oliver from Savatage is one of my favorite singers of all time. Snake from Voivod is one of my favorite singers. I love his voice. It's weird. It's kind of shit at points, but I love it. Probably my favorite hard rock singer is his name's Klaus Meine from Scorpions. I love his voice, especially on the 70s stuff. And I'll go for, you know what, we mentioned it last week. I'll go for James LaBrie. In his peak, was a phenomenal singer.
Connor, I'm surprised you didn't mention your favorite vocalist, Anders from In Flames.
Anders was decent in his old stuff. Modern,
you specifically love his modern voice.
No,
you love it. He's your favorite.
Modern voice makes me want to deep throat.
To be honest, even in early In Flames,
he was the weakest part of the band.
He's still the weakest part of the band. Like during early In Flames, it's fine. Like his vocals are totally fine. Like, they're not bad or anything, but they're not as good as like other melodies. Like they're not as good as as Dark Tranquility or At the Gates.
I'm also going to go just some others have popped in my head. Chuck Billy from Testament, also specifically for the 90s stuff, when he goes full on death metal, is peak.
Just in general, Chuck Billy needs more appreciation.
His name's gone from my head, but the singer of Europe. His name's completely gone from my head.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I can picture him, but his name's gone from my head. He's a phenomenal vocalist.
Why is it not showing me his name when I search it up?
It should be easy. That's it.
Yeah, Joey Tempest. That's his fucking name. Or his. That's not his real name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Pat Benatar, I love her voice, and David Coverdale and Ian Gillan, and his name's gone from my head as well. Glenn Hughes, my three favorite singers of Whitesnake.
Yeah,
and
what's
three
it
main
called?
singers.
I'm gonna bring it back to Joey Tempest real quick. I saw him live last year, and he was actually really good.
Yeah. Well, you're Swedish. They probably like play like 5 million shows in Sweden every time they go around.
Yeah.
But
trying to think of more songs.
I searched up Europe on Metallum. It just came up with a band called Defenders of Europe from Poland. Oh, it's an NSBM band. Shock.
Of course. Fork Band and Kitchen.
I was about to say Defenders of Europe. That sounds a bit sus. Oh, their themes are National Socialism. Shock. The label is called
okay.
Homo Superior.
Oh no.
What other bands are on there?
Poland moment, of course.
Just two. Defenders of Europe and a band called Swagger. Which
that sounds a lot awfully similar to
their
something.
lyrics are like war and mythology. So I'm not sure what they are. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
anyway, those are our favorite vocalists. Leave us yours in the comments below. Say if you agree with us.
One more.
Right, Nick? Okay.
Who's Joe Duplantier
Duplantier.
from Gojira? Yes, Gojira.
Yes.
Yeah,
Leave us yours.
he's not a bad vocalist, but I don't think he's like an super good vocalist.
It's
Like,
it's perfect. It's perfect for Gojira.
Yeah, like I think his harshes are really good, but his cleans could be a lot better, to be honest.
Let's be honest, we could be here forever
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
our favorite vocalists.
That's it.
We could always do a part 2
No.
of this at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our picks. Let us know yours in the replies and anything below. But yeah. So the Wheel gave us an album that it's not recorded because we don't record us reacting to it. But all three of us cheered when this album came up because it's amazing because it is A Banquet in the Darkness by Intestine Bardism as the second album by the Japanese melodeath band. And the band members consist of, here we go, Seiju Kakuzaki on vocals, guitars, and lyrics, Jiro Ito on guitars, Katsumasa Yoshida on bass and lyrics, Hisayo Hashimoto on drums, Kenji Minagawa on bass, and Hideyuki Yamada on drums. Both of those last two are only on the final song. On song 10, sorry. Anyway, Doomy, because you need to head off soon, what are your takes on this album?
So this is the definition of perfect melodeath. The melodies in here are slicingly deep. They are powerful, and they keep the music from devolving into just pure death metal. They keep your attention. They are memorable. They are earworms. The Seiji, the vocalist, the guitarist, is an incredible songwriter, and with when you are he obviously being Japanese, they're going to use different melodies than we were used to in the West. So when on why can't I think of the name of that song? A Night Appears from the Lake of Blood. It goes into a very Middle Eastern Asian melody, and it's just a different thing. And I would expect, it's just unique to them, coming from a Western viewpoint, of course, and it tames down the aggression of the death metal aspect and makes it much more listenable and gives it something that I can hold on to throughout the entire album. I expect Hugo to come in with something about Fijian scales or whatever, because this is not that. This is different songwriting than we are used to, and it's a very unique album. It will be this or Heartwork by Carcass if I wanted to show somebody, or maybe Slaughter of Soul if I wanted to show somebody what perfect melodeath was.
Tales from Thousand Lakes. But yeah.
That too.
Follow the Reaper, because I'm biased. But
that's another great album.
But yeah, I will say
I
when
fully agree with what you're saying.
when I first saw this album, I did think it was Scandinavian Melodeath. When I first heard the first album,
it is definitely inspired by the
yeah,
Gothenburg.
100%.
But to be fair,
The album
basic-
covers especially are very like, especially the first
Yeah.
album cover, and Ask Me the Beast is like that could just be a Scandinavian.
Yeah. To be fair,
But,
pretty much every Melodeath band is inspired by the Scandinavian bands.
True. Anyway,
But yeah, I heard they were working on a new album.
well,
A new
that'll be
atheist
peak.
album this coming this year.
Because I saw that there are
Half-Life 3,
guitarists.
Half-Life 3
They're-
coming out this year.
There are guitarists said in, I think it was in May or something, that they were working on a new album.
I'll believe it when I see
I
it.
believe. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go to his Instagram and he sent it.
No, I'm saying I'll believe it
Yeah,
when
but
the
I
album
mean-
releases,
Yes.
because they've been saying this for ages.
Yeah, new atheist album 2020 coming this year. Half-Life 3 coming out this year too.
Anyway, Demi, you need to head off.
Yep, I'll head off. Thanks for having me on.
That's all right. Lovely to have you
See
on
you,
again.
Jimmy. Love you, man.
Hugo, what's your take on this album?
So I think that this is an album that mostly speaks for itself. Like, I think if you haven't listened to this album, go listen to it and you'll understand why I love it so much. It is, I would say it's a pretty like unique album within Melodeath. Like, it obviously still like very much builds upon the Gothenburg sound. Like, it definitely still has that, core sound that those Swedish guys invented, but they do it in this very, very unique way that I don't really think any other band has done. Like, there's not really any other Melodeath band that sounds like it to St. Balsam. Like, they still have a lot of like old school death metal in their sound, which I like. The only thing that I would maybe like is I would make like would like it if the vocals were a little bit more varied. Like maybe he did some like what's it called, a higher pitch screaming, not just low death growls, but that's a nitpick if anything. And I mean, yeah, has great riffs, great melodies. The guitar solos are fucking insanely good. Yeah, it's just a great album that everybody should listen to. That's all I really have to say.
Nick?
I love how this band can blend both melody and that OSDM sound very well together. I feel like they're one of the best bands in Melodeath to blend that sound together, because while it's very melodic, like the deep growls still obviously there. And a lot of the time, like, they do work together, and as Jimmy said, this band's songwriting is phenomenal. Like,
Mhm.
they're very unique. It's very unique melodies, like the Japanese melodies and other Asian melodies they use, which a lot of bands don't really use, because a lot of bands just use the typical Scandinavian or Western melodies, which can get overused, which is why I always appreciate listening to Melodeath from Asia, because it's always a lot more unique with their melodies. And this band specifically does them probably the best, especially on this album, even though it's my second favorite by them. This is probably their best album overall in terms of melody, songwriting, riffs, and performance by the band. It's probably them at their peak. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I love this album as well. Probably is my favorite by them. I think the melodies are great. I think the guitar work especially is amazing. My only qualm is that I do think the vocals are a bit low in the mix sometimes. It's not a massive issue, but I do kind of wish they had been raised a bit. But apart from that, it's basically a perfect album. I listened to it on the way to work today and at work today, and I had a fantastic time while listening to it. It doesn't overstay its welcome, doesn't do anything like that. Great album cover, great playing, amazing album.
I really hope they do release a new album though. But I'm
Hopefully.
only worried if they do, it won't be as good as their obviously. That's
Well,
always my worry about
it's not
bands.
gonna be as good as those albums, but
I mean, like I'm worried about it being really bad because my biggest worry about bands that take decades off to not release music is when they do release it, it'll be bad. And
Anyway,
but I doubt it. I doubt it'll be bad.
let
It'll
us know
still be a good
your
album if it does release.
let us know your opinions on this, and if you listen to it, it's your favorite in the replies. With that,
if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it.
go listen to it because it's essential listening.
Just go listen to the band in general.
Yeah. The final part of this week's, we changed up a bit because Dimi had to head off early, so he wanted to talk about Intestine Ballism. Doing our 2025 albums, and I'm suspicious that Nick's probably forgotten the band he said he was going to talk about this week. But
Nope.
Nick, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. This is going to be fun.
Let me get my notes up.
You had time to do this earlier, Nick.
I've got it here. It's called "Far from the Light and Time" by Fairy Duster.
Okay, you did forget what you were going to talk about.
No, shush. I know. I know. I said I was gonna talk about this Slaughter to Prevail album, but no, I'm not talking about that horse shit again. But back to the album I just mentioned. This is it's like doom and post metal, which I don't really listen to a lot, but when I do listen to it, I really like it. And this album, after the first song, I wasn't too big on the first song, and I was considering skipping it, which I definitely don't regret doing. Because after that first song, it was fucking magical. It was beautiful. The riffs were amazing. The vocals are amazing. The atmosphere was beautiful. Straight beautiful music. I love it when bands have post metal incorporations into their music, especially in like doom metal, black metal, everything like that. And it works so well with this band. And the album cover is amazing. It is so beautiful. I really do recommend if you like doom metal or post metal or just that together. I really do recommend this album. And don't skip it because the first song isn't as good as the rest. But yeah, that's my pick.
All right, here you go.
So my pick is an album that is called "The Ocean of Truth" by White Snake of Blackened Maze.
White Snake reference? Sorry.
No. So this is it's like progressive / avant-garde black metal. And
That's like what?
My
it
favorite.
is. It's like it has this very I want to say ethereal sound to it. It's very, very beautiful sounding. Like the guitars just make you they make you feel like you're floating pretty much. And it just sounds really, really, really good. There is tons of guitar solos on this album. Pretty much every single song has a really long guitar solo on it. And towards the end, it can get a little bit much. It's like, okay, I've heard you play a guitar solo 1 million times, now you don't really do it again. But the guitar solos, they are done really, really well. And I am generally just a sucker for guitar solos. So yeah, it is a really, really enjoyable album. If you like progressive metal, if you like black metal, if you like avant-garde black metal, check it out.
I'll stay quiet on avant-garde black metal.
My pick is an album that Hugo better stay quiet for. But if you've been following me, I've not shut up about this album the past week or so, and it's Chainmail Commandos by Steroid. Now, I don't really know what to fucking call this. It's kind of hard rock, kind of punky, kind of new wavy. What it is it's really fucking fun. I get the vocals aren't for everyone, Hugo. They are a bit,
You know.
yeah, they're a bit chibi-ish, I guess is what you'd say.
Yeah, they're like
But-
they're like really they're like have the pitch of them increased, right? But the guy singing,
Maybe they must have.
He sounds like he's inhaled a bunch of helium.
Yeah, but to me that kind of like adds to the whole vibe of the thing. It took a bit to grow on me, but I have listened to this album like 10 times in the past week. It's so fun. It's so catchy. The choruses are great. The riffs are fun. It's just fun. And I feel like that's the type of stuff I do like sometimes. I do just need like a fun album just to pop on. But yeah, it has amazing artwork. It's an Australian band, so Nick, you should check it out.
Yeah, Peak mentioned.
No.
That country's not peak. Don't you yourself can
True.
admit that the country is
No,
peak.
no, it is not Peak.
Half of it's just uninhabitable.
There you go. You got it.
That's the word. But yeah,
I like the album
It's a-
cover a lot.
it's cheesy. It's fun. I highly recommend it. But yeah, those are our albums. As always, let us know any of your picks. Let us know if you listen to any of our ones. And go ahead.
Before we finish, we're talking about it. We're talking about the Sword of the Prevail album. I can't.
No.
I need to
no,
hate- I need to
no,
hate it.
No.
Just
no.
briefly,
We're not talking. No.
I need to
No.
Just I need to hate
No,
it for hate
no.
on it. for a
Hugo,
minute.
Hugo, I've also listened to it, so you've been overruled. We're talking about it. It's so fucking
Ju-
dog shit.
Just for a brief moment. I'll be honest. I didn't finish it. I got to like 3/4 of the way. I'm like, I can't finish this shit anymore. So I'm just going to talk about one specific song. Maybe we'll go one, and it's that song with our dear friend Ronnie Radke. Dude, whoever let this man touch a microphone needs to be put down. Because why is this dude sounding like like FNAF rap music? Like, listen to a FNAF song from like 10 years ago, and it sounds like his verse. It is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. It is so bad, dude. And that song, Grizzly Bear, Russian Grizzly Bear in America, is so cringe. And that music video where he's walking around with the bear looking all tough. Who invited blood? Get out. Just stop it. Please. Why is Baby Metal on here?
I'm not going to say
Just delete
anything.
the album.
I'm not going to say anything else other than just read one of the reviews for it that I've seen, which is the worst thing to come out of Russia since Stalin. Which is... Also, just on the topic of bad albums, because Hulk Hogan died, I listened to his album. It's so funny. It's so funny. Because he doesn't sing on any of it, but like Jimmy Hart sings on some songs. There's a song called like Hulkster in Heaven. Now, the best part about this song, all right, is this comes from a story, all right, where Hulk Hogan met like a Make-A-Wish kid at Wembley Stadium before SummerSlam 1992, and then the kid died, and he wrote this song, for this kid. Yeah, he just made that story up. That never happened. He wasn't at SummerSlam 92. He was in America. So he made up a story and then wrote a song about said story that he had gaslit himself into believing actually happened. That's how much he lied.
Oh, man.
There's also a song called I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac, which just goes, I want to be a Hulkamaniac, have fun with my family and friends. Like over and over again.
No more.
There's also a song called Hulksters in the House.
We're killing Hugo. We need to stop.
Anyway, hopefully in the next episode at some point we'll have all four of us.
No promises. I might sleep through my alarm again.
If you do, I'm killing you. Anyway, let us know your favorite singers. Let us know any memories you have of Ozzy. Let us know anything like that. Anyone else got anything else to add before we head off?
Go listen to Warning and 40 Watt Song.
I went and tested embellism.
Yeah.
And we'll see
Emperor
you.
And Windu.
And we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Everybody knows
Bye-bye.
Emperor and Windu, Nick.
Shh.